Hey, what's up, everybody? A lot of questions that we get both in person, online, and in the social media forums is what are some fun things to do here in Colorado Springs? Whether you are a visitor, whether you are a first time owner in the area and you're just getting used to the Colorado Springs city in general, we get the question a lot, what are some things to do? And we are going to dive into that today, and we're going to start right now. I'm Mark with My Front Range Living, and we are checking out some great things to do here in the amazing city of Colorado Springs. So there is no secret that I absolutely adore our community. I love Colorado Springs. I am so thankful to be able to call it home. And today we're going to go over some great opportunities to go out and do stuff in the Colorado Springs area. The first one is really easy and probably really obvious to a lot of folks, and that is Garden of the Gods. So one of my favorite parts about Garden of the Gods is the fact that it was private land at one time. And the man that owned it loved the land so much that he was willing to give it to the city of Colorado Springs for future generations to enjoy. However, the stipulation was that Colorado Springs was never to charge an entrance fee for people to be able to enjoy it. So while the city of Colorado Springs does own the park, it's free. It is admission free. So you can drive in, and they have great trails for hiking. You can go horseback riding in Garden of the Gods. You can ride your bike, go do some mountain biking in Garden of the Gods. It's absolutely beautiful. There's rock climbing for some folks, not so much for me because that whole height thing, not a big fan. But so Garden of the Gods is a great spot here in Colorado Springs that you have to go and see. If you can get there early, it does fill up very quickly. And parking is very limited inside Garden of the Gods. Next thing to do, I was just here Friday, is the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. And like I said, Friday I was up there. It's an awesome zoo. As it turns out, it's one of the top 5 zoos in the entire nation for what we consider to be a smaller town. So we're pretty proud of that. Cheyenne Mountain Zoo has some interactive stuff going on with both the giraffes, and you can get really close to the elephants, and you can get into their habitat and see them up close and personal. But you can feed the giraffes. That's awesome. And giraffes are kind of fun to feed. They're pretty awesome. As well as the zoo has made a ton of updates in the last year, and coming in the next 4 or 5 months, they're going to have a new hippo, a new penguin exhibit, and that's super awesome. Another thing you need to know, especially if you're Haley Cork, they now have sloths. I'm not kidding, Haley. Get up to Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. It's super awesome. Another thing that we love to do here in Colorado Springs is the Olympic Training Center, and soon to be the Olympic Museum. So the Olympic Training Center is where all the athletes come year round, and it is exactly as it sounds. They train. It's where they train. And you can go and you can see the facility, you can tour the facility, and it's a really awesome opportunity. And because we are Olympic City, USA, we are where the United States Olympic Committee resides, we are getting an Olympic museum in the downtown area here in Colorado Springs, and you can check that out. I believe it's supposed to be done later this summer, so summer of 2019, late summer of 2019, it will be available to go see in the greater downtown Colorado Springs area. Should have some really cool artifacts, but another great part about being in Colorado Springs is we're Olympic City, USA. Another thing we like to do, and this one's kind of a hidden gem, if you will, although it's gained a lot of traction over the years because people talk about it so much and a lot of word of mouth, and that's the Penny Arcade in Manitou Springs, just to the west of Colorado Springs. The Penny Arcade is really cool. For an old guy like me, it's awesome because it's a lot of nostalgia. I love Galaga, and I think they have 2 or 3 Galaga machines there. But it's just a giant outdoor arcade, and you're able to go in and just play all sorts of different games. They have the horse racing thing where you roll the ball up, and that's a lot of fun. My 10-year-old is better at that than I am. But that's okay. It's still a lot of fun. They have skee ball. They have all those great arcade classics that a lot of us grew up with, and it's a lot of fun. It's outdoors, and there's ice cream nearby. There's breweries nearby. There's plenty of food nearby. So the Penny Arcade in Manitou Springs is one of my favorite places to go as well. Of course, the obvious place that you need to go if you're in Colorado Springs is Pikes Peak. If you haven't seen the world from 14,110 feet, that is your opportunity. It is now paved all the way to the top, although they're doing some construction, so shuttling is how you're going to get up there right now. But after Pikes Peak Highway opens back up, you can get up there. The Cog Railway, I believe, that's going through some enhancement and some updating, and once that happens, you'll be able to take just the Cog Railway from Manitou Springs straight up via train. You won't have to drive yourself. But Pikes Peak, it's a landmark. It's just one of the things that you have to do when you're here in Colorado Springs. So go check it out. It's absolutely awesome. And then one thing that a lot of people tend to overlook when they're here in Colorado Springs is the Air Force Academy. A lot of people don't understand that the Air Force Academy has some great stuff, and that the Air Force Academy Chapel is an architectural marvel. It's really, really cool, and you'll be able to see it from the interstate. It's those giant silver peaks, and you can actually tour the chapel for a little bit longer until it undergoes some renovation as well. But you can drive on the Air Force Academy grounds. There's some awesome decommissioned planes, and it's a really awesome thing to go see the grounds of the cadets and everything else. So the Air Force Academy is another place that you can go and spend some time and take a look at what Colorado Springs is all about. So again, there's just an absolute ton to do here in Colorado Springs, and that's just a few that I think you've got to go hit because they're fantastic. But we love Colorado Springs, and we know that you will too. I am Mark Hubert with My Front Range Living. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you soon.